Use this to give magnification to nature's hidden secrets.
My, what big eyes and ears that barred owl has! The better to see and hear with at night when it hunts for mice, snakes, and frogs. Parula warbler eggs. Hey, frog eggs! I wonder if they're going to hatch. Whoa, it's a tadpole. Wow, that's amazing.
Use this microphone to listen to some of the sounds the animals make. If you spot an animal that doesn't belong in this habitat, click this net on it so we can send it back to its proper home.
Deer can live in lots of different places, but the white-tailed deer is often food for alligators who live in the swamp. So it looks like the deer stays here.
Amphibians, amphibians, everywhere you look in the swamp, there are amphibians. Salamanders, newts, frogs, and more frogs. And it's no wonder. Amphibians are cold-blooded animals whose babies can only live in the water. As adults, they develop lungs so they can live in or out of the water.
With long legs like that American bittern is made for standing in the water so it can fish. It's right where it belongs.
Alligators need the fresh water of the swamps to survive and to thrive. So this alligator should stay right here. Muskrats live in lodges they build in the middle of marshes. The swamplands are also known as marshes. So this muskrat must belong here.
Excellent observation. This is certainly no place for a lorikeet parrot to live. There's not enough ripe fruit for it to eat. Now, how about finding its proper habitat? Brazilian tropical rainforest. The rainforest wouldn't be home to this bright lorikeet parrot, for it wouldn't be sunny enough. I don't think the bird could bear it. The African savannah is too dry for this fine bird, but it thrives in the tropics, or so I've always heard. You really nailed it that time. You really were specific. This bird will soon be on its way to an island in the South Pacific. It's time for destination migration. My old friend Helencopter is standing by. Deliver that lorikeet to the island of Tonga in the South Pacific, where it's warm and breezy. Thanks, Helen. Outstanding! 1 animal found, and 3 to go. For finding and sending one animal to its proper habitat, you've earned the honorable Nature Ranger Scout Award. If you'd like, you can print it out to remind you of your noble deed. Where shall we go? Our school. North American Sonoran Desert. North American Sonoran Desert.
In my old school, we never went to the Sonoran Desert.
Well, at least you won't be able to say that about your new school, Phoebe.
I spy a saguaro cactus. That means we've landed in the North American Sonoran Desert. And as I always say, if you can take the heat, get out into the desert.
I'm Weird Owl Factovich, and do I have some Weird Owl facts for you? You bet I do. Factorini 1. When two prairie dogs meet, you'll never guess how they figure out if they know each other. They kiss! Woohoo!
Use this clipboard to get clues about the misplaced animals by clicking on the question marks in the nets. Remember, there are 7 habitats to explore, so try as you might, you won't find a misplaced animal in every place you visit. The North American Sonoran Desert is home to creatures who can take the heat. If you discover an animal who doesn't belong here, you'll be cooking. Phew! What a view! But if you want to see more, I'd head out the door. As my great-aunt Doris once said, you always learn more if you walk through the door.
According to Miss Frizzle, a desert is a desert because it doesn't get very much rain. Less than 10 inches in a whole year.
Does it ever get any root beer?
Hey, Dorothy Ann, why did the bobcat cross the playground?
I don't know, Carlos.
To get to the other slide.
If I were a roadrunner, I'd race through the desert. Roadrunners, like horses, can run 20 miles an hour.
It's almost nighttime, but it's still hot here. I don't know how the animals can take it.
A lot of them can't, so they're nocturnal, sleeping in the day and staying awake at night.
The lesser long-nosed bat. In baseball, I've used a long-necked bat, but never one with wings who's got a nose like that. Besides, my bat isn't endangered, and this one is.
According to my research, the kangaroo rat never ever drinks water. It gets all the water it needs from eating dry seeds. Can you believe it, Ralphie? The spadefoot toad spends 10 months out of the year hibernating underground.
Whoa, and I thought I slept a lot.
For humans, surviving in a desert means bringing along a canteen. But the animals who live here have adapted to the hot, dry weather. How? They don't need to drink much water, and most of them beat the heat by sleeping underground or in cactuses during the day and coming out to eat at night. Sounds like a plan to me.
Bats are the only flying mammals, except, of course, for Superman. This bat eats insects and pollen, nectar, and fruit from the saguaro cactus.
Know what you get if you cross a hot tuna with a poodle?
A baked tuna poodle casserole?
Nope, a desert pupfish. One of the few fish who actually live in the hot desert. Meet my buddy, Bobcat. Bobcat for short. His mom didn't name him Bob. He's named that because he's got a short bob tail.
First, let me tell you right off, most lizards in the world are not poisonous. There are only 2 that are, and that Gila monster lizard is one of them.
Faster than a professional racehorse. It's the black-tailed jackrabbit.
Is it just me, or is anyone else rattled by rattlesnakes?
It's not just you, Ralphie. Rattlesnakes are venomous snakes, and if they sink their fangs into you, it could kill you.
Oh, great. Do I feel better? I don't think so.
Wanda here, reporting on the Coatamundi, sometimes called the desert raccoon. Coatamundis are part of the raccoon family, with an awesome difference. Instead of having a big bushy tail, it has a skinny prehensile tail that it uses to grab things.